Hello, and welcome to episode 7 of High Spirits with Edwin Courtenay. This episode, we're going to be looking at the base chakra. Now, I know what you might think. Base chakra, boring, been there, done that. What's to learn anyway? It's all about grounding. But actually, the base chakra is a rather fascinating chakra, and it serves a variety of different functions, one of which is grounding, but many others which are quite important to our well-being and in regards to our psychical and spiritual development. In fact, it's so important that I made a list of things that I need to remember to tell you about it. That's just an indication of how old I'm getting, relying upon lists. So the base chakra is the red chakra, which is found at the base of the spine. It is connected to the physical body, and in conjunction with the sacral center and to a lesser degree the solar plexus, its emanation, the radiation of energy from it, spins the subtle body of the etheric form into being. Now, I may have mentioned in my previous episode that the etheric form is responsible for both informing and reflecting the physical body. So if you were a medical intuitive and you were using auric sight in order to determine a person's physical well-being, you might look at the etheric body in order to see if you could spot blockages or clouds over the physical form that were indicative of disease or illness or malfunctions within the physical body, within the organs, within the muscles, within the skeleton of a person's physical form. But also, the etheric body has a foreshadowing capability. Sometimes auric seers will see things in the aura that aren't there now, but which are waiting to manifest. And so, as much as somebody with auric sight can use the etheric form to determine how somebody is physically doing in the now, they can also use it to determine what problems might be looming on the horizon. And those problems, which aren't fully manifest yet, can then be resolved with a little bit of healing or a little bit of diet or a little bit of exercise, and those foreshadowings will then disappear. The root chakra, in conjunction then with the etheric form, is also responsible for drawing vital energy into the physical body. The physical body depends upon food and water and exercise and other forms of nourishment like joy and love, but it also feeds off universal life force, prana, chi. And although the majority of that is taken into the energy system via the solar plexus, a certain degree of it is also taken into the energy body via the sacral center and via the root center. And the root center is particularly responsible for drawing a particular frequency of vital life force into the physical body, that vital life force that comes from the planetary form, from our planet Earth. This is sometimes called the green ray energy, the life force energy of the planet, and it is drawn up through the chakras in the soles of the feet, through the meridians that run through the legs, through the chakras in the knees, into the root or base center, and from there it is disseminated out through the rest of the energy form. And this vital life force particularly nourishes the physical body. It nourishes the muscles and the skeletons and the organs and the blood. And so when we are struggling physically, for whatever reason, because of illness or infection or trauma or exhaustion, if we boost the amount of planetary life force energy that is entering into the body, the green ray quotient, by drawing that energy into the body through the feet, the legs, the knees, and primarily the root center, we can bolster our physical well-being, and we can give it an injection of this very specific frequency of vital life force that can have arousing and healing effect. And some healers will either channel this energy, or they will direct this energy through the chakra system of the client into the client's physical body. A dear friend of mine, Sue Hodgson, has created a Reiki system, Green Ray Reiki, where she attunes people to the green ray energy so that they can channel this for themselves and on behalf of others, and also so that they can use it for the planetary body too. And if you want to find out more about that, if you go to my website, edwincourtenay.co.uk, and go to the recommendations page, you'll find Sue Hodgson's details mentioned there. The root center also helps us to discharge unwanted and excess energy that we might pick up from our everyday environment, particularly electromagnetic smog energy. This energy radiates out in our modern day from our modern technological devices, from our mobile phone and our computer and our bedside clock and our skybox, and we are now saturated in it. There's no escape really, even if you live in the middle of nowhere like I do. It is radiating outwards from your neighbors, it's radiating outwards from your own hub, from your own phone, and our energy system becomes saturated in it, and it can then begin to press onto our nervous systems. It can accumulate within our aura and with our own electric magnetic field, our bioelectric magnetic field. And when it reaches a toxic level, it can really start to impinge upon our physical health, our nervous health, and our mental well-being. So the root center helps to discharge this excess energy. And if we walk barefoot on the earth, then we give ourselves an even better opportunity to discharge that unwanted energy via the root, via the leg meridians, via the knees, via the feet, via the soul chakras, down back into the planetary form. And there's a lot of scientific evidence to suggest that walking barefoot on the earth is very good for our well-being and for our mental well-being too. It's very easy to find if you do a bit of Googling on it. And of course then, the root center helps us to ground. And grounding is really important, not only if you are psychically and spiritually developing, when it is particularly important, because when you're meditating, when you are practicing your mediumship or your divination, you are moving your energy into the higher centers, you're moving yourself into an altered state of consciousness, and that can contribute to you becoming ungrounded, disassociated from your physical body and your physical reality. And then if you don't ground afterwards, you can find yourself very clumsy, slightly out of body, tired. Your energy system can be open to adverse energies and adverse entities. And you can become very exposed to negative mental and emotional energies, and also the negative energies that radiate from the world in which we live. So grounding is a part of protection. It pulls our consciousness, our spiritual energy back into our physical vessel, and it helps to reset the chakras back to a healthy default level, and to reset the subtle bodies, and to pull the protective layer of the aura close. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't protect as well as ground, but grounding goes so far towards protecting the energy system anyway. Also, being grounded is very important, because when you are connecting with these higher streams of consciousness and energy, you need to be able to anchor them into your brain, into your throat center, into your physical body and consciousness, in order to make sense of them and in order to better transmit them as well, so that the energy is relevant to the world in which we live. I've known some wonderful channels and healers who have had the most incredible ability to move their consciousness into higher vibrational states and planes, but because they lacked grounding, once they'd connected with that consciousness, and brought it back into their body, they couldn't anchor or earth it enough in order to turn it into anything that made any sense. And the messages that they communicated were nonsensical and garbled. And the energy that they transmitted, it didn't interface properly with our reality, and therefore it didn't have any effect on our reality. So the root chakra acts a little bit like a substation, converting the frequency or vibration that we tap into a frequency and vibration which is compatible with the physical universe in which we live. And the further you reach into the higher spiritual realms, the more really you need to ground here in the physical plane in order to prevent yourself toppling. And my guides have always used this wonderful analogy. They've said, imagine that you were reaching for something on a high shelf. If you are stood on your tiptoes on a tottering stool, then there's much more likelihood that you're going to fall. But if you've got your feet planted firmly on the ground, then no matter how high you reach with your hands, you're not going to tumble. And this is how the root center helps us when we are trying to reach into the ever higher vibrational realms. It gives us the stability so that we won't shoot out of our body, so that our consciousness won't become so expanded that we find it difficult to return, so that we won't lose contact and context with the physical world and reality in which we live and in which we serve. Grounding is also really important when we wake up in the morning. Often when we sleep, we travel out of body, we go to our vibrational plane of resonance where we receive energy and guidance from the soul and our guardian angel and our guides. Sometimes we journey further into the higher realms of the astral sphere, on the borderlands of the spirit world. And when we come back to earth, when we wake up in the morning, sometimes our energy body hasn't reset itself. Sometimes our astral body isn't completely or properly back inside the physical vessel. And so in those early parts of the morning where we feel groggy, it can be to do with the fact that we've had a poor re-entry, or that our system hasn't completely reset itself after our nighttime sojourns. So grounding can help to reset the energy system, bring the subtle bodies back into alignment, bring the chakras back into alignment, and bring us back fully into a physical state of consciousness that is in alignment with the physical universe. So the first thing that we should try and do when we wake up, when we fling our legs over the side of the bed, is to plant our feet on the ground, to bring our attention to the root center, to extend roots of energy down through the legs, through the knee chakras, through the feet, through the chakras in the sole of the feet, down into the earth, extending roots of energy to pull ourselves back into the physical world and ground ourselves. And we're going to do a little exercise in that now, a little practice. So I am going to find some of Andrew's lovely music. That's my partner, Andrew Helm, and you can find some free tracks that he's created for meditation on the free stuff page of our website, which is license free, which we're happy for you to use in your own meditation circles and so on. And I just want you to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. That sounds very loud. There we go, that's better. So close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and just take a moment to relax. I want you to bring your awareness to the root center at the base of the spine, and to imagine it in your mind's eye as a deep red sphere of light, the color of the sun as it sinks below the horizon, the color of rubies, of post boxes, and the dimming embers of a fire. As you breathe in and out, you're drawing life force energy through your intention into the root center, and it's growing and glowing brighter and stronger. Now take a nice deep breath in, and as you release that breath, push 2 lines of energy out from the root down either leg, past the chakras of the knees, down through the calves, into the chakras in the soles of the feet, and out and down into the earth. Deep breath in again. And as you breathe out, once again, force energy out of the root center, down through the legs, past the knees, down the calves, into the chakras in the soles of the feet, and further and deeper down. Another deep breath in. And once again, as you breathe out, take that energy from the root down through the legs, past the knees, down the calves, through the feet, through the chakras in the feet, deep and down, and this time also wide, like the roots of a tree. Extending those roots of energy deep into the planetary body, wide into the planetary body, like the roots of a tree. One more time, deep breath in. And breath out. Down the energy flows from the root, down through the legs, past the chakras in the knees, down through the calves, down and past and through the chakras in the soles of the feet, down deep and wide into the earth, grounding you, rooting you into the planetary body. Now just breathe in and out for a moment and let that root system that you've created, that you've extended, ground you. Let it discharge and dissipate any excess energy that you're holding, which might be harmful to the physical and energetic forms. And also allow any energy from the earth to flow up into that root system and into the body. A beautiful deep green energy, filling the body with vitality and strength, replacing any of that negative energy that has been discharged into the earth through the grounding rooting process. So as you breathe in now, draw green ray energy from the earth into the body. As you breathe out, discharge unwanted energy back into the earth. As you breathe in green ray energy into the body, restoring the body's vitality and strength, kick-starting its capacity to heal itself. And as you breathe out, discharge any and all negative energy that is ready to be released from the energetic and physical form. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Now just leave that root system in place. It's safe down there. It'll move with you as you move around. Bring your awareness away from it and back into your room, back to the chair beneath you, back to the sound of my voice, and you can open your eyes. So this little grounding practice, or something similar, should be something that you do absolutely every time you come out of meditation, you come out of trance, you come out of doing any divinatory practice, any psychical or spiritual or magical work. And it's something that you can try in the morning too, literally 2 or 3 minutes of breathing down into the earth in the morning before you get up out of your bed will really help you with the rest of your day. It'll sharpen your focus and it'll help you start the day not only revitalized, not only clear of any negative energy that's been rolling around in your system, but back inside your body, full and ready to start the day. Now, today's little episode brings to a close our little cycle of chats about the chakras. And we will start with a new cycle, a new topic in the new year in 2025. But do not be distressed, because between now and then we're going to have 2 special episodes of High Spirits. One around the time of Halloween, of Samhain, of October the 31st, just before, and one around the winter solstice, the 21st of December, a special solstice Christmas episode. So there are those 2 specials between now and when we will restart High Spirits in earnest with a brand new series of topics in 2025. I do hope you've enjoyed this first series of High Spirits. If you haven't already, please do click and subscribe, and please do let other people know who you think might be interested in these little chats, these little discourses of spiritual information. Also, don't forget to check out my website, edwincourtenay.co.uk, where you can find all details about all our up-and-coming lectures and channeled evenings and workshops, most of which are conducted on Zoom, and also where you'll find lots of really juicy free stuff on the free stuff page too. Thank you so much for tuning in again today. Take care of yourself, stay safe and well, and blessed be.